What do we have to do, Blythe?
We have to wake up the TV.
We have to wake up the TV. Okay, let's see if we can find it. Where's the TV?
It's in here.
It's in here? Is it sleeping?
Let's wake it up.
Let's wake it up. There's the TV.
It's a big TV.
It's a big TV. Is it awake?
Bumblebee.
Let's watch Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Where are we going, Blythe?
We're doing up a mountain.
Up a mountain. So we're going on a hike. It's Monday. It's sunny. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I figured we'd kind of try and get outside a little bit today. Maybe go to a museum or shopping or something tomorrow. But so they've got a hike that kind of goes up the cliff there behind us. So we're gonna go check it out. Probably won't go up the whole way, just a little bit. It's a lot harder to hike with kids on your shoulders. Adds a little bit of weight. But we're only up a little ways and it's pretty cool already. This is the Dog Canyon Trail at Oliver Lee State Park. There's our camper right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
No, is it paper? You don't know it's a mountain?
We're going up the mountain. Keeps going. So I think this is about as far as we're getting because I'm pretty sure the face on top of my head is going to sleep. So I think we're turning back. But you can see some people up there right behind me on the edge of the cliff. So it goes all the way up. It's supposed to be like a few mile long trail, but I think this is about going to be it for today. We'll try going farther later. So we're heading back down. Somebody's out cold on top of me, which makes it a little more difficult to hike when she's asleep, because she literally like lays her head on top of mine. Usually I end up carrying her, but my hip's really been bothering me, so I'm not going to carry her that way. But she did this to me on the West Rim Trail too, going up. We didn't do Angel's Landing obviously with her, but I took her up on the West Rim Trail with Teresa's aunt, going up to the base of Angel's Landing in Zion. So, and she did the same thing coming on the way down. She fell asleep on top of my head like this. So this is the fun part of hiking with a toddler. Somebody's watching Anna Elsa back there. We were going to go to the Space Museum today, but I didn't realize they are closed on Tuesdays, and it's Tuesday. So I guess we're just going grocery shopping today, because today's a cruddy day. We were gonna go to like the zoo or something maybe, but we gotta save that for a nice day. So there's a couple other things to do, but all the other stuff is kind of more outdoors. That's what I rolled up to. So my backup was the Toy Train Museum. Guess what? It's closed on Tuesdays too. Fly away? So we're just gonna go to Walmart, get our groceries, and head back to the camper on a rainy day. What do you got, sweetie?
I have magnets.
Oh, you got magnets? Let's see. Oh, wow.
Oh, no magnets. Those magnets. We got more magnets.
You got more magnets?
I have more magnets. She has pink.
She's got pink. Can you show me?
Yes. Got a woman.
Wow.
Pink.
So it's now Wednesday. We are going to try the Space Museum Take 2, since everything should be open today. So we are here at the Space Museum. It's probably about a 25-minute drive or so from Oliver Lee State Park. It's actually kind of up kind of just on the outside of town, like up kind of into the cliffs. It's actually got some gorgeous views behind you. And it's kind of a cool looking building. Right up there. So we haven't made it in the museum yet, because there's actually a really nice playground here, and it's kind of near the entrance, just to warn you, because I don't know if we're going to make it into the museum within the next hour. But they've got some stuff outside, which is kind of neat. Again, lots of signs to read and stuff if you're into reading signs, but lots of rocketry stuff out here. It's pretty neat. And they've also got this big old beast behind me.
Are you doing the baby slide?
Well, the slide's wet, sweetie. Oh, they got a ladder over there. You want to go up the ladder?
It's a new ladder.
It's a yellow ladder.
I do to that. This no wet. How do to that? There's no wet ladder.
Jump! See the rocket?
It's a big rock. So we have a climb. I have a climb.
Okay, you climb. Can you climb that?
This one.
Can you go push the button?
Yes.
Yeah, just ordering all this stuff. And I'm like, okay.
This one, quick. Go to floor 1. Wow, are we in a space station? Is that a fast elevator? Let's go see. What do they got?
We have a window. Why is my window here?
Gene cemented his place in the hearts and minds of science fiction fans the world over. Eugene Roddenberry died in Santa Monica, California on October 24th, 1991, but not before changing the landscape of science fiction and fandom forever. To see just how much Gene Roddenberry influenced.
So they got a large Star Trek floor, I guess. It's like the whole first floor of Star Trek stuff. And they have the Beam Me Up, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty. I can't bloody do it, Captain. You just don't have the power. Look, there's a Tribble.
You want to wear a space helmet? A real space helmet? And a real spacesuit? They don't have one my size, though. I'm kind of disappointed. Are you going to outer space? Are you on the moon? Uh-huh.
So the first floor not only has a bunch of Star Trek stuff on it, so if you geek out on Star Trek stuff, there's a lot of that. But they also have a dress-up area, really good picture opportunity there, and they have some really good photos on the wall from that space landing that never happened. Huh?
See how the old spacesuits? Want to try another one? Let's see, maybe a Mercury rocket. Do you feel the rumble?
The correct pitch attitude is greatly simplified by the heads-up display. A few final thoughts. Landing. Roger, landing
Do you fly in the space shuttle? Don't crash.
8,000. Discovery Team will show you drifting.
It's a moon rock.
There's a moon.
It's a rock from the moon. Wow, Blythe, look at all these patches. Look at all those patches. Those are all from space missions. So on the last level, make sure you bring a quarter. They have a thing to look out, and it's, I mean, just gorgeous views out there, and I'm sure you can see forever with the little binocular thing. So make sure, not like me, bring a quarter. Somebody just wants to go to the playground. Blythe, where are you going? You want to go see a playground? So guess what? Back at the playground. It's just fine. We don't have a playground for the 2 weeks at the park that we're at now. So I'm going to let her burn some steam, and we're going to go get some lunch after this. But the Space Museum is very cool. It's got like 4 floors of stuff. That, I mean, is all somewhat, I'm not even big into space stuff. My brother is, but I'm not. But it was pretty cool to see. And then they've got outside, they've got this little, I think they call it a space garden or whatever. And they've got a ton of stuff out here to see, which is pretty neat too. So definitely check it out. If you're near Alamogordo or staying at Oliver Lee State Park, check out the Space Museum in New Mexico. It's in Alamogordo, New Mexico. So one last cool thing before we go, I just noticed it as we were leaving. They actually have the gravesite here for Ham, the astro chimp, the first monkey in space. So he was recovered after they shot him up and stuff, and I don't know when he died or whatever, but it says it's dedicated March 28th, 1983. I would assume he probably died before then. Oh, it does say he died January 1983, so he actually did live pretty long. So I don't really know how long monkeys live. I'm not like a zoologist person. Teresa could probably tell you. She studied the neocortex of the monkey. So I forgot to mention too, they do have a planetarium and also a video you can see that's extra. They're, I think, another like $8 or something like that to see those. It's $8 to get in for an adult. Blythe was free, obviously. Anybody under 4 is free. 4 to a certain age was a little cheaper. I think it was $6. So there's a couple other things to see that we didn't see, but I mean, I don't think she'd sit through a video that much or looking at stars that much. So we skipped those, but Teresa would have loved the planetarium. So we're going on a little hike. We went up a mountain the other day, which we want to do today, but it's really windy. So we're actually heading through, there's one that goes through the canyon here too.
This is the one the ranger recommended we do with her, so.
Yeah, because this was an easy trail, the other one's a harder trail. But we want to do the other one later on, because it looks like there's like a little cabin or something. There's a cutout for like a doorway up towards the top of the mountain. So we want to check that out and see. But, wait, where? I think that's the same one, maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think we'd be able to see that from our camper.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're doing this trail. It just kind of cuts in through the canyon here. It seems to be pretty level and graded and stuff. So, and then we're gonna go home and cook dinner. Dinner.
Our camper's intact.
Yeah, whole our camper's intact from the dog. So the trail kind of stops here, right at this little picnic table. The ranger said basically after the picnic table, you just kind of make your own trail and you just kind of keep heading. So we're gonna check it out and see. But Blythe found some water. Oh, so Blythe is checking out the water. And it's really clear and purty. So not too far from the trail are these like little, almost natural pools that are cut in as it goes up through the cliffs here. And again, it's like crystal clear water. It's really, really neat. It's pretty cool. When we go on a hike, it's nice when we have internet connection because we can keep an eye on Creature and make sure she's not eating anything. She's laying down right now. She was just walking a second ago. What are you doing, Blythe?
I play rocks.
You're playing rocks? How does that game go? Wow, such a cool game. So I didn't really film anything, but we went to White Sands and we checked out the Sunset Tour, which is basically, it's a tour at sunset. The park does close at 6, so pretty much as soon as the tour is done, it's like, get the hell out. But the Sunset Tour right now, what is this, January, so started at 4:30, there's a little spot, you pull in, and we were expecting a really good sunset because it was White Sands, and actually the sunset's pretty disappointing there. I mean, it's got some cool views and everything else. We got a couple okay pictures, but I thought the sun would really be hitting the dunes and that kind of stuff. It doesn't. It goes down over the mountain and it kind of lights up the mountain range behind you, but that's about it. But what was cool is the tour. The tour is worth it. Just don't expect to get like really amazing pictures. You can get some good pictures, but you're not necessarily going to get like really, really gorgeous sunset pictures. It's not really as set up for it. But the tour is really worth it because they talk a lot about kind of the history and geology and all that kind of stuff of that area. And they actually have like a hole dug and they've got like a 2x4 sticking out that they plunk down. The water table is actually only like about 2 feet down below the sand. So it's definitely the tour is interesting. Just like I said, it's a sunset tour, so it was kind of at the same time a little disappointing. But we'll just piece in some photos because again, I didn't take any video. I was just taking photos. I brought my big Nikon camera for that, and so here's the photos. So if you're a full-time RVer, you probably don't have a lot of campfires often. It was one of the things we're like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna have fires all the time. You don't have fires that often, to be honest. And so we're out here in New Mexico, and we wanted to have a fire tonight. As you can see, there's not much for trees. So I did something I'm very ashamed of, horribly ashamed of. And it's very awkward. It was very awkward purchasing it. I got firewood at Walmart. So where we're from in New York, every street corner basically has like firewood sales and stuff on it. Just people that like have cut up trees and stuff, they've got them out there, you know, you throw money in a tin can and there's firewood out there, kind of a deal. So in New Mexico, it's not where we are in New Mexico anyways. We're in southern New Mexico. There's like absolutely no trees. It's scrub rushes. Like the biggest trees are maybe like 4 feet tall and about this big around. So nothing here for trees. So people don't do that here. So it was just kind of like, where do I get firewood? I saw it at Walmart. So again, I feel it was a very awkward thing to do, to buy firewood at Walmart, but it's what it is. So it's finally Saturday. We're free from the week. I mean, I'm retired, so it's really not that much different for me. Anyways, we are making bacon this morning, and I really, really love Teresa. Because I hate cooking bacon because grease gets everywhere, all over the cabinets, all over everywhere. So I usually do turkey bacon, which isn't real bacon. But today, we're doing real bacon. So we're gonna get ready to go to Pistachio Land today, which is just a giant pistachio basically, and they do tours of the pistachio farm and all that kind of stuff. I'm burning the bacon.
Tell Dada what you're doing.
Any more?
Yep, we'll make one. We're making a double batch, Dada.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama.
Tell Dada what you're making.
What are you making?
Making pancakes.
Oh wow!
This will do, Dada. No, no, Dada.
To McGinn's Pistachio Land, home of the world's largest pistachio. People always, what do you call somebody who wears cowboy clothes? French dressing.
Look at that pair of nuts right there, huh? Yeah. So we are at Pistachio Land today, which is home of the giant pistachio. It's a pistachio farm and winery. They do tours of the farm, which we're going to take. And Creature can actually come along. It's actually on that little bus, so she can just sit on the seat and go along the farm with us. So we're pretty excited. We got a cool gift shop inside.
No, Papi.
Plus there's wine tasting, ice cream, so there's stuff for everybody. I thought there was fudge, but there was no fudge, so I was a little disappointed. But they do have pistachios, obviously.
Tom McGinn. Now, Tom led a very long, very productive life, but passed away back in 2007. About a year after his passing, Tim, the best friend, was trying to think of some way to honor his dad, who had created all of this vast expanse out of a blank canvas. Now, Tim had many fond memories, and I'll use that word fond in air quotes, fond memories of being stuck in the back of a station wagon while his dad took him and his two older brothers across the country. Kids, station wagons is what we had before minivans. Okay?
You got to ride backwards, though.
What's that?
You got to ride backwards, though.
Right. Exactly. And you had to have the wood paneling, exactly. Tom had a certain fascination about going to go see the world's largest boot or the world's largest ball of twine. And Tim figured that would be the best way to honor his dad. So we commissioned to have it built, and the rest is history. It comes from the melting snowpack up there at the top of Ski Apache. Now, all of these white tubes at the base of some of these grapevines, that is to protect young grapevines from what we out here in now normally trees that are 20 to 22 years of age should be a lot taller than this, unless you're talking about pistachio trees. Pistachio trees are very, very slow growing trees. A female tree's got to be 7 years old before she starts producing the very first time. Plus, we keep our female trees pruned, trimmed, and sculpted because the smaller the tree, the easier it is to harvest. Now, of course, it takes both male and female trees in order to produce pistachios. The difference between the two is obviously female tree nuts, male tree no nuts. And I think sometimes the jokes just write themselves. The only job of a male pistachio tree like this guy right here, third row in, taller than everybody else, his one and only job is to pollinate, which he does in March and part of April. And once he has done that, he is done for the year. And quite honestly, gentlemen, that's the job that I want. I want a job where I get to work 1 month out of the year and then the other 11 months find out what's on Hulu or Netflix. Bees do a lot of you see the skin after, but you guys are obligated to use those tour tickets to go get ice cream, or $1 off, or that's your $1 off your ice cream purchase, or a free cookie that's almost as big as your head. Right? Anyway,
I'm going
you
for the
guys
cookie.
enjoy yourself inside and have a wonderful day here at McGinn's.
Thank you, sir. We have some things to talk about.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, it's very important things to talk about. Like, what did
Wait a
the
minute.
nut?
What did that nut crossing the other nut say?
I don't know.
What did he say?
I don't know.
I'm a cashew.
That you screwed that joke
I'm a
up.
cashew. Why?
It was the nut chasing the other nut.
Oh, sorry, I can't read your handwriting.
She
Start
already
again.
messed up the nut jokes. She can't even take a couple nuts. Can you believe this?
Go again. You do it.
So eating pistachios is like picking up girls. Did you know?
No.
Yeah. You always go for the one that cracks easiest. Easiest one to crack, huh? Yeah. That one wasn't very good.
No. What else you got?
What did the wire say to the electrician?
I don't know. What did it say?
Stop twisting my nuts. Get it? Wire nuts? It's a different type of nut, but you know, it kind of went along.
Yeah.
What's the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts?
One is on $1.
One's below $1,
Oh.
one's below $1. What do you call schools for nuts?
Macadamia.
Macadamia. So why doesn't Aldi sell nuts?
Because then they'd be called all these nuts.
Aldi's nuts. I just got over my addiction to nuts, marshmallows, and chocolate. I'm gonna admit, it was a rocky road. So we just wanted to say a pistachio pun is nothing to be proud of. So this place was really cool. They've got a tour for a couple bucks, and they take you on a little bus going around. It's kind of like it's like a big golf cart basically. Very, very dog friendly here. Bring your dogs into the shop. You can bring your dogs on the tour. Creature just sat on the back. Just had like a leg hanging off, just hanging out going on the tour. So she loved it. Plus, not to mention, you've got to see the world's biggest nut. Well, pistachio. The world's biggest nut's right here. So, and you get to go through the pistachio farms. They talk about, you know, how everything works. You know, there's a male tree and a female tree. The female tree actually has the nuts. So don't get, you know, they got a little mixed up, I guess. I think whoever named it female and male kind of messed that up. But they talk about that, and they talk about how it all works and everything, which is neat. It's cool to see. So definitely a place to check out. They have kind of some area you could like park a smaller RV and that kind of stuff. It'd be a huge rig. I don't know. I'm sure they've got somewhere. It's a farm. I'm sure they've got somewhere, but when you come in, there's a big loop, so there's a spot that you can kind of park at and figure out where you need to park if you've got a big rig. So make sure, come check it out. Come definitely do the tour. It's worth it. Check out the biggest pistachio, and also check out the gift shop. They got a lot of cool stuff in there. They've got wine tasting. They've got like a whole pistachio kind of like bar that you can taste different flavors of pistachios they have, and also like fudge, ice cream, all that kind of stuff for the kids too.
And thanks for dropping by McGinn's Pistachio Land.
All right, guys, we are finishing up this week. Teresa actually took Blythe to the zoo. I'm doing laundry and finishing up just some editing and that kind of stuff. I might take a hike and go up the little mountain range there and check that out. But we will see you next time, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that kind of a deal, all the YouTube-y stuff, and comment and all that, and we will see you next week. Teresa's not here, so bye guys.